Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Rooted Podcast. So, this week we're going to talk about all sorts of things. Deer season is coming to an end. Ben has tagged out in the state of Tennessee. I've bagged a doe. Lots of things are going on here. Duck season is here. We're going to get ready for the last leg of that. We've got so much going on. I'm just now getting over the flu. As we're recording this, the new year is coming on strong. We got a lot of things to be excited for and look forward to, and I'm looking forward to what
yeah,
Ben's gonna
guys,
say right
back in
now.
that Bible again. Tonight we're going to be in Proverbs 27, verse 17, and we're going to talk about friendships. As iron sharpens iron, so one friend sharpens another. So let me tell you guys, you're going to come across some friends in your life that are going to be there for you. They're going to be your go-to, your ride or die. That's just how it's going to happen, man. And the ones you know that are from God will be there with you through thick and thin. And man, I'll tell you, God truly blesses you when he gives you a true friend. And I got to say, like John's a prime example. Me and him been running for, golly, a long time now. And he's been by my side since day one at the show. And now we're running together on this podcast. And, we're just really blessed to have what we have and those friendships that were forged so many years ago. And, I thank God every day for all my good friends. I thank God for John and all the folks that have been there for me all these years. And, guys, at the end of the day, it's all about just looking at God and keeping him in the center of everything, because when you keep God in the center of everything, it does not matter what happens. It doesn't matter anything. It's all going to work out for his plan. It might seem terrible at the time, but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it's going to all go the way he wants it to go. And you're going to be much happier for it. Trust me. Don't fight it. I fought it for a long time. And you can't fight it. You just got to let it be.
Yeah. Well, this is what my mom always said was, it'll always work out in the end. And if it ain't worked out,
That is a
well, you're
good
not at
point.
the end yet.
That is a very good point. Yeah.
And that's just all there is to that, But this is what's so great about at least the world that we're in, the hunting world, the outdoor world. Whenever you're in a deer camp, a duck camp, whatever, with somebody, man, it just brings so many aligned like people, like-minded folks together, and you can really, really just get to know somebody at a camp like that. And we've even had people in camp who maybe have never hunted before, or they're really, haven't done it a bunch, and they have a whole different outlook on life, and you could still find that common ground with each other. And it's really awesome for how many new friends that we've gained throughout the years at these different camps, traveling the country. And you really, just when you think you know it all, you meet somebody that teaches you something different. And that's the whole iron sharpens iron thing. It's like, dude, you can always learn something from somebody about something. Always. So, if you just keep an open mind in life and just keep going, you will learn a lot throughout
Absolutely on that, brother. Absolutely. So, folks, John is getting over being sick. Like you said, he's had the flu, been down, feeling rough, but he did get a chance to get out in the woods and get him a deer. So, John, let's talk about what happened, how that hunt unfolded. I'd love to hear the story. I haven't heard it yet, guys, so this is first for me. So, John, why don't you tell us all how that hunt unfolded?
Yeah, man. So it happened, and then I got sick, and then I really haven't told anybody other than my wife's uncle Jeff was there with me, and he's about the only one that really knows, because right after it happened, I kind of fell off the face of the earth there for a week. So anyway, what had happened was I took Jeff out, and we were trying to get him a buck. And dude, I had been watching. I was telling somebody the other day. Excuse me. This is probably my best deer season. And at the time, I hadn't killed a deer. And I'm like, and I haven't even pulled the trigger. Not that I couldn't have. Had plenty of opportunities. Saw a really nice buck at Seeking Creek Ranch. By the time I decided to shoot him, he left. That is what it is. Life happens. But I've seen a ton of deer. And, I passed them for numerous reasons, whether it was just I didn't feel like shooting a doe, or, I was waiting on a buck, or, You know, if I did see bucks, they weren't exactly what I was looking for. But I was taking a lot of time this year, and I've said this before, is I've taken a lot of new people out, or people that may haven't been in 30 years. So I've gotten a lot out of those kind of hunts this year. So back in the blind with Jeffrey, and I told him, I said, dude, I don't know why, but the flip switched in my brain, and I said, I'm tired of looking at them. I said, I've got to get one. So I said, here's the deal. If does come out, I'll wait. As soon as they go to leave, I'm shooting. Said, if a buck walks out, cool. I won't shoot. I'll let you shoot the buck, whatever. So, okay. So we're sitting there. Well, actually, before we even get there, I got pictures on the wise eye that there's a couple does right near the blind. And I'm like, well, crap. We're like 10 minutes away from the spot. And then the way that we drive in there, you could see, like, literally you're on the road still, and you could see, pretty far down there to almost to where the deer are. And I'm trying to get a good idea of if those deer are still in there, because I'm not getting pictures, but that don't mean that they're not 2 foot to the left or something. So if we drive by, not only are the deer still in there, there's also 4 longbeards in between us and the deer. I'm like, oh, good. Yeah. This is great. Not only do I have to evade to get in there for the deer, I got to trick 4 longbeards. I'm like, that ain't going to happen. So we just sat there. We pulled in, and, we got ready, and then we walked up, and it's this farm we hunt, and this dude's got some equipment out there. So we were hiding behind some old piece of equipment. And finally, them longbeards eased off, and I said, we probably stood there for like 20, 30 minutes. I said, all right, well, I haven't got a picture in a while, so hopefully them deer aren't still in there. So we go walking up to the blind. Sure enough, we bumped 2 deer out. Great. That's excellent. I said, well, we're just going to sit here anyway. I'm already here now. Dude, I sit there, ain't but 20 minutes later, here come these does back. And I'm like, no way, dude. That's crazy. So I'm watching these does, and one of them runs off. It didn't like it. I think it figured out that we were scared it 20 minutes ago. And it just didn't really, I'm like, whatever. I'll wait till this doe leaves. And she wasn't much of anything, but so she goes to leave, and then she starts to run, and I'm like, no, you ain't running out of my life. So I holler at her. I'm like, Matt, hey. Finally, she stops, dude. And I have I don't know, a 6 to 8 inch gap in between these trees. And she's perfect broadside right in between the gap. And I'm like, well, this was just meant to be. And it's like, I don't know, 50-yard shot. I mean, nothing, it is a cheap shot with a 30-06, And I've smoked that deer. But dude, it was, so how she ran into the woods just like maybe like 15 yards. And then I thought she was going to go down this trail and kind of, expire. Well, but it's amazing what deer will do after they're shot. And this deer went in the woods and took a hard right turn and ran like 40 yards and died. But it took me forever to find her because I didn't think, like, why would this deer take a hard right and go through all this crap? I don't know why they do what they do. Tell you,
those deer are tricky. And, man, a lot of times I find that when you're gun hunting, you don't have as good of a blood trail as when you're bow hunting. Just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're level. Man. It's so flat there anyway.
It absolutely is. But, so, dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Congratulations on killing that deer. That is fantastic. I am beyond excited for you, dude. That's great. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, man. And I just picked up that doe today. So she's in the freezer waiting to be table fare, my friend. That's the best part about it. And so, dude, speaking of this, you're going to love this. So Kevin.
Mm-hmm. Okay, dog,
who I've taken out. He's shot, that spike or whatever. Anyway, so he got his deer back, and we were watching the UT game, which did not go so well, but I digress. Anyway, but he was so excited, dude. He said, dude, you got to come over, watch the ball game. and
Ooh,
I'm gonna
what you
make you
talking
deer
about?
chili out of that deer.
Heck yeah.
And I said, oh, dude, this old cuz done went online, bought some deer chili box, like
Mm-hmm.
had seasonings and a whole recipe. And buddy, he was excited. He made the biggest daggum pot of chili for two people you've ever seen. My gosh. I mean, it was like, dude,
Yeah.
this will feed like
Yeah, that's
10
awesome.
people.
Good. Dude, that's
But
wonderful.
yeah, man. So he was super
Heck
excited.
yeah, that's
It was
great,
great
man.
too. We
That
tore
is
it up.
great. We actually, speaking of chili, we had some deer chili over the holidays for Christmas, actually, from the deer I killed in Arkansas earlier in bow season. My wife made a big old
Nice.
pot of deer chili, and buddy, I'm telling you what, I ate so much of that I was
Heck yeah.
lethargic. I couldn't do anything. Couldn't do anything.
I guarantee it.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, while we're on the subject of food, I got a pretty funny story for you. So my brother came up the other day,
All right, let's hear
and
it.
I was sitting there in my recliner. And he was sitting on the couch, and I was like, "Man, I want a snack. You know, I'm kind of hungry, kind of not, but snack sounds good." Man, I walk in there and grab me some of those pork rinds, and I thought, "Boy, it's gonna be a fine snack." Terrible idea. God, it was terrible. Dude, I took a bite of one and
Why
it
is
just
that?
kind of exploded. You know how they do? And man, it flew right down my goozle, right down the hatch, and hung up. I went to coughing and hacking, and then I couldn't breathe, and I hurled another one down there. And for some reason, I thought, man, this is awful. And dude, I coughed one hard time, and I don't remember any of this, but Will was like, dude, you blacked out. I was like, no, I did not. He said, yes, you did. Apparently, that old piece got hung up in my goozle, and I coughed so hard, it made me pass
God,
smooth out.
that's
And
awful. The fact that you just ate
no, dude,
another
it was the
one to
same
clear it out.
one.
That's
It
the
was the
best
same
part.
piece. It was the same one. Blew another piece, just blew right down the hatch, man. And it was like, I can't win. And he told me, he said, when you come to, boy, you hawked a good one, and there goes that pork rind right across the room.
Oh, oh
No,
my
heck no.
gosh.
I said,
Did you
boy, I'm
keep
done
eating
with
them?
these. That was a terrible mistake. I ain't eating this crap no more. So I threw them in the trash can immediately. I said,
Yeah.
I ain't going to die over a gosh dang pork rind. I almost did, boy. Whoo, that one got me real good now, John. It got me good. Man, I hadn't
Got you
coughed
fired
in
up, buddy. Good.
a week. And then I get hung up on that rascal and I start coughing again. I was like, well, great. That's just awesome.
And you're like,
This
out of
is
all
how
the dumb
this
stuff
is how I'm going
I've
out.
done
An
in my
old
life, a
pork
pork
rind.
rind.
Going out with the rind, baby.
That's great. Oh, man, that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
We're sitting here muting our mics
Oh
because we're
yeah.
coughing so bad. That's
Man,
hilarious.
no, dude, it was so
Man,
funny.
that's great.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
mean,
was
I'm
it
glad
was
you're
funny. He
okay,
said,
but that
dude, you
is
just
funny.
slumped over in your chair and your elbow crushed those bag of chips. I was like, good. I'm glad they're all crushed. I'm throwing them away now. Oh yeah, man, it was too
Yeah,
funny.
that's hilarious.
Good night. That was funny. I'm glad he was there to witness it though, because I wouldn't have that funny story to tell.
Yeah, no, yeah, otherwise
Yeah,
you'd be taking that to the
I
grave.
just been like, man, I feel weird all of a sudden. Mm-hmm.
Man, it's
Man.
funny. Well, you better watch
Yeah,
out
hey,
for
be
what
careful
you
on them
snack
pork
on,
rinds
all
now.
right?
Don't try to inhale too fast, or they may fly down the hatch and get you. Yeah.
Hey, you never
Yeah,
know.
the
You gotta
funny thing
watch
was
out, man.
too is my brother was like, "Man, the way you were sitting in your chair," he thought, "Lord, I don't know how I'm gonna get you out of that chair and do the Heimlich." He said, I didn't know what I
Yeah,
was
right.
gonna do." I was like, "Well, I guess she's gonna let me die, boy." Yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah, I
So he
reckon
said,
so. It'll
"Boy,
be all
I'm
right.
glad you came too." He said, "I was clapping and hollering at you and everything else."
You
No,
don't
I don't
remember a lick of that, do
remember
you?
none of it, man. What you talking about?
Nah. Oh man, that's a scary
Oh,
moment,
it's
but
a
I'm
scary
I'm
but
glad it's over so
hilarious
we can
moment.
laugh
I
about it.
will say that. Yeah, buddy, it's
Man,
great.
gosh
So
dang, that's
I'm
awesome.
tickled to death about that.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, speaking of your brother coming up, I mean, I did get a picture of some antlers
Yeah,
out of a tailgate of a
yeah,
side by side or a
yeah. Dude, the
6x6,
original
wasn't it? Pretty
Polaris
sweet.
Ranger 6x6. It was one of the when they first made them. That's what it is. We got that on the Rooted Television Squad now, and I couldn't be more excited. I have wanted one of them things for forever. I don't know why, but I'm infatuated with 6x6s for some reason. I like a lot of tires, Sean. I don't know why. I guess it's the redneck in me. You know, it's like, I
Well,
always thought I wanted an
that's
Argo
fun.
because it had 8 tires. And I thought, man, that'd be sure enough cool right there. I can float, I can go on land, and I got a bunch of tires.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, but yeah, man. So old William came down and
Rough ride.
well, we hunted, and man, the first day there was we were sitting in the shooting house, and we can see for a long way where that shooting house is, and man, we saw this buck about 1,000 yards away, I guess, and it was 3:45, 4 o'clock, and I said, man, if we're gonna go, we need to go now because he wouldn't come to us. He was feeding the opposite direction. So we made the call to hop down and go chase him. And the way we went is we went down and looped around this big old woodhead and dropped down in the holler in between 2 ridges and walked the creek all the way up to him. And man, we were walking through there getting beat up by briars and everything else. And man, we got to this one point and I thought, man, I better raise my binoculars so I can look and make sure that where this deer is so we don't get busted trying to ease through. Because it was one of them weird spots that had gotten kind of thin on one side, the brush did. So we weren't exactly hidden the way that I wanted to be hidden. And man, I stopped, I looked, I was like, oh yeah, there he is. And so I put my binoculars down. I said, all right, Will, you go ahead of me. Let's keep easing up this creek here. Because there's a perfect deer trail right down the side of that creek. So it was great, like a highway. So we just eased on through there. And man, we got almost to where that buck was. And here comes a whole herd of does. I was like, awesome.
Good.
And just so happens that they caught me red-handed because I was in the middle of getting from one little clump of brush to the next when they just magically appeared. And I've got a camera in my hand. So I'm sitting there filming these deer. And they didn't even know I was there at first. Like they had no clue. And I was like, boy, here comes that buck right there. He's coming. He's on the way. We're about to do this for real. No, it was a spike. Little bitty spike. Got 15 yards from my brother. He said, dude, I could hear him running. I was like, yeah, I could too. And those does were about 20 yards from me. Eventually, one of them turns and looks, and I was like, uh-oh, I'm busted. And here she comes walking over there, stiff-necked, looking at me like, what you doing over there? What you doing? And boy, she busted me wide open. She blew. And I thought, dadgummit, if I had a gun in my hands right now, I would drop you just for blowing. So me and him got out of there and went back the next afternoon. And about 4:20, 4:30, we were scanning, had seen a pile of does. He was like, man, I really think that's a buck. It was in a different spot, same vicinity, but the ridge across from where he was the day before. Same buck. So we're both looking, and I was like, man, that does look like a buck. Looks like a pretty dang good one. And he said, dude, that is a buck. He had my spotting scope, and he was like, man, that is a really good buck. I said, well, hey, it's now or never. We have to make a move right now.
Yeah.
We got out and walked around and went the opposite way of the way we did the day before, looped around and walked right down the middle of the road, because I thought, man, we've got a good backdrop here because there's a tree line that follows that road that's super dense. It's super heavy. So I thought, man, we're just going to be like a shadow moving through there because it was, it wasn't dark by any means. And, it was just the sun was just starting to go down good. And we kept walking, and I stopped and looked with my binoculars. I said, oh, crap, there he is. And I told Will, I said, look, you need to walk on down this hill because you're about 600 yards from him right now. You need to walk on down this hill, get to that clump of trees, get set up, and take your shot. And that's what he did. Man, he slumped down that hill, crept up to that clump of trees, and got propped up and ready to go. I was watching it all unfold through the through the binoculars, and I was trying to film it. I was like, well, crap, I can't hold my ears and do all this at the same time. And I thought, man, he is another 100 yards away from me. That shot ain't going to bother my ears. So I was filming and looking through binoculars at the same time. Yeah. But I got the wrong, I brought the wrong lens. So there you go. I didn't bring the big old bazooka lens because I'm a goofwad. And I brought the 70 to 200, which was not quite big enough to get over there where I needed it to be. So I was like, well, you know, for me, it was 600 yards
from you.
From me. Will actually ended up easing down a little further, and the deer kept feeding down the ridge as Will was going to him. So I thought, well, I'm going to try to film and look through these binoculars at the same time. And I thought, man, I can't even get this deer in focus. This lens isn't big enough to get over there. So I'm just going to set my camera down and just watch this all unfold. And I'd look at him, I'd look at the buck, look at him, look at the buck. I was sitting there, I had just turned to the buck, and I heard, yo! And all I see is that buck go backwards, flat on his back, man. 300-yard heart shot, perfect heart shot, perfect. My 6.5 PRC.
Nice. What did he shoot it with?
Man, drilled him. Third buck this year.
Puts it on.
It's pretty awesome, man. That gun has been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, dude. I yelled at the top of my lungs because I was sitting there, watching the whole thing happen. I was like, yeah. I was like, boy, tell me what happened. And he said, I don't know. He was so excited that he didn't even know what to say in the moment, which is so cool because me and him are so different, Like, I get ramped up. I watch the deer hit the ground. I knew that deer was dead. And
it was like you want a pork rind, but he blacked out.
Yeah, man. And it is the biggest buck he's killed to date, and one of the easiest track jobs all season. We've had a few pretty tough ones this season, but man, that one was awesome. We drove that little Ranger over there, my old vintage Ranger. That's what I like to call it, the old 6x6. Loaded that baby up in the 6x6, and we cruised on to the skinning shed. Oh, yeah, I even talked him into doing an interview. Yeah, that went good.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, man, I'm going to sound stupid on camera. I said, Will, you sound fine.
Well, buddy, tell him, Will, you sound stupid in person, too. Don't worry about it.
Dude, Will is
I'm
awesome,
just joking.
man.
I love Will. He's a good
It was so nice, though, to get to spend a few days with my brother, just me and him. Man, it was just something very special to get to sit in the woods with my little brother. We hadn't got to do that in a long time. We get to hunt together at least once a year, but not spend several days together, just us. And man, that was much needed.
Yeah.
Very, very stress relieving just to sit there and hang out with my little brother, man. Yeah, man. And I was tickled to death to be a part of, his biggest buck to date. It made me happy as could be. I couldn't be more proud for him. And I'm actually going to get that deer. We're going to get that deer mounted and all that good jazz. Get him a shoulder mount, Johnny boy. Get him a shoulder mount. Shoot, yeah. Yeah, man, that's great.
I think that's awesome, dude. Yeah, my brother's in town, and we're actually doing the same thing the next 2 days. That's how we're going to bring in the New Year's. Hunting with
that sounds
Jimmy.
Like a episode title. Deer hunting with Jimmy.
It sounds like a Funniest Home Videos episode for sure.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I get you there. But yeah, man, it was a great time.
So
we had a good time, and man.
Well, and see, January 1st is special to me because I shot my first deer ever on January 1st. Probably, 20, let's see here. Probably either 15 or 16, one of those years. So, you think about it 9, 10 years later, it's kind of cool to look back and think about that kind of stuff. I shot a button buck, man, with a 30-30 Marlin lever action.
That is awesome. That is so awesome, man.
9 or 10 years ago.
Talking about exciting, we have a Gold Star family coming into the ranch tomorrow evening, so I will be guiding down there at the Sinking Creek Ranch for the next 3 days, and buddy, I am excited. I sure hope that he gets the chance to take a great deer. He's never killed a buck before, never killed a whitetail, so all the restrictions are lifted. He can shoot whatever buck he wants, and I am going to be so proud for him, man. So proud for him, and I'm gonna go sit with him every hunt and try to figure out what we can't do and
nice.
Try to get him on a good deer. And man, that would just. So Gold Star is a family that has lost one or I think it's one or both. Hold on, let me just look it up real quick, John, so that way I can be 100% accurate. Yes,
but
yes.
It's like military related, right? Yeah.
Okay, so Gold Star family is the immediate family of a service member who died while serving in the military. So, yeah, man. So we got his father, yeah.
So like this,
yeah. So we've got him coming out, and man, I'm so excited. Cannot wait to get him in the stand. Dude. And shoot, what you talking about, man? The least that we can do. Our men and women in the armed forces, and I'm not even going to exclude the firefighters and all that, man. The first responders, those guys are top notch, man, and absolutely. They deserve a lot of love and a lot of respect because they put themselves in the line of danger domestically too. You know, but I have a deep respect for our men and women in the armed forces fighting to keep us free. Because listen, I don't get to do what I get to do. You don't get to do what you get to do without them making that sacrifice and willing to make the ultimate sacrifice. So I want to say thank you to all of our armed forces members. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. We really appreciate you. We love you. And, you know, we also really appreciate all of our first responders too. You guys rock. Yes. And all the families. You guys are awesome. So thank you guys for what you do. We love you. And yeah, man, I'm ready to go and get in the deer blind with this young man and see if we can't drop the hammer on an old.
Dude, I think it'll be great. You know, that ranch is sure enough special. It's got a lot of critters on it, so that's a heck of a place to shoot first deer, if you ask me.
Some of the Kennedys went down there today, this afternoon, and they saw, I think it was 10 or 13 bucks between two fields. Yeah, and one of them was the biggest buck that one of the guys has ever seen. He was huge. Yeah, so he said he came in just too dark, and I was like, well, that happens. Well, that's hunting, buddy. That is hunting. The old Field of Dreams, buddy, is proven to be a winner.
Yeah, dude. Well, look, man, it's just property management consistently over a period of time, and, you know, man, you plant them food plots, and eventually in life, you know, you do the right habitat things, and, you know, you plant the right things, you cut the right things, burn the right things at the right time, and
well, yeah, man, that's where we're at right now. And got some big plans for, you know, the new year 2025, man. We've got some cool stuff coming to the ranch. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait for you to come down and hang out, you know, for a weekend or whatever, and us do some fun stuff together. And man, it's just going to be a blast.
We're going to tear it up. It looks like, hopefully, if Lord willing, in about 3 weeks, we'll be at least getting together for one solid duck hunting trip down there in Missouri. We're going to go and see if we can't kill something. Who knows? And then we'll just see how life works out. But maybe before the turkey show, we can, or after, however it works out, slip on in there and shoot some of them
snow geese.
White geese.
Yeah, buddy. The old snoozers. You know, I get fired up about a snow goose now. I get plumb sideways about a snow.
When I found out there was something that all I needed was like a conservation tag, and I could have unplugged shotgun and electric calls.
Sign me up.
Where do I sign? Let's go.
Sign me up. Yeah, buddy, I love it. And hey, look, as soon as this deer and duck season's over, we'll be neck deep into trapping season, buddy. It's time to go catch some coyotes and raccoons. Yeah.
The raccoons.
Yeah, man, I have. Dude, so in those cornfields that I planted, those raccoons have wreaked havoc on. I mean, dude, they knocked down the whole stalk. Like, you know, it's all still standing, and they will just wreck the whole stalk. And I'm just like, good grief, man. We need to get rid of some of you rascals. Boy, I got real
Them things
close to
don't
killing a
care.
coyote the other day.
Yeah,
I was filming and I thought, man, I'm gonna shoot a
really.
doe if I see one. And I'll be daggone, that coyote come out right behind the shooting house, and I thought, here it is. I'm about to whack me an old song dog. And I went to open that window, and it was
buddy.
stuck. And it went. I was like, dang it, man! That dude peeled out of there. I mean, caught a whole nother gear. I thought, oh boy, I'll get you. Don't you wait. Don't you worry. I'll get you. Yep. Well, don't you worry. We're gonna get you. Eventually. Try to save our as many turkeys as we possibly can. So I'm excited, man. We got a lot of cool stuff coming, and I am ready to keep it ripping and roaring, my friend.
Yeah, dude. I even bought a new 22.
I like my little revolver. I got a little single action 22 revolver. You got to cock it every time. But, dude, that thing is just the handiest little trap gun I've ever had. I just put it in my pocket, and I'm ready to rip. You know, it's got a nice little safety on it, so you can't even fire it. You know, because I wear hoodies a lot during that time of year, so I'll just slide that thing in my pocket or put it on the dash of my side-by-side or whatever.
There you go.
Just pitter-patter and get at her, man.
Hey, look, these hoodies are
I'm telling you, man,
critter getter
folks need to buy these hoodies. They are unbelievably comfortable. Yeah, multi-purpose. You can duck hunt in them. You can deer hunt in them. You can turkey hunt in them. And you can go out to dinner in them.
You can go
and
out
you can trap in them. If you felt fiery and wanted to fish, you can fish in them.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's all flexible, all flexible. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Except I ain't going to swim that fast. I ain't no gold medal swimmer. I'm a gold medal doggy paddler.
I'm more of a floater.
Yeah, me too. I can float pretty good, buddy. I'm densely packed. I can float well. They're like, hey, where's your life jacket? I'm like, boys, it's right here. I got a built-in inner tube. What you talking about?
Yeah, buddy, I have a.
Oh yeah, I'm very buoyant,
son. I'll be just fine. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why I stay in the boat
all the time, man. Yep. All the time, buoyant. Yeah, buddy.
Dude, I'll never forget, man. Look, I've seen you have to go in some water before when you really didn't want to.
Yeah.
And man, that one time I'm sure we've told this story, but dude, we were duck hunting West Tennessee, I think. And all I know is we had 3 or 4 shotguns, whatever it is, and then we were -1. And it's like, where's it at? And dude, it's just
So I went back looking because I looked down and I thought my shotgun's gone. And so I went back the way I came, and there was a real tight spot, little boat trail that went through the woods. And I looked, and by golly, all I saw was about that much of my barrel sticking out of the water. Yeah. I grabbed that bad boy and put it in the boat, shot it, and buddy, it's still firing to this day. So listen, if y'all want your shotguns tested out, I am a good candidate for testing out durability, longevity. I can do it. Torture test, we got you.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't agree more, man. We have, so as someone who really hasn't duck hunted a bunch, and at the time I didn't have the best pair of waders. It was just something I bought. I didn't know, I just all I knew was I needed something waterproof, Dude, I had this, it's basically a onesie, man. Gosh dang, neoprene.
Yes, the old penguin suit.
Man, so.
Oh, you're good. Easy there, John. Easy there, critter. Don't hark a lung up. I got it. Hey, look, I got another cigarette in my pocket. I can mail it to you. You can smoke another one.
No doubt. I may.
Yeah, have you a Pall Mall or a Marlboro Red, baby?
So, dude, that was the first time I experienced a wader leak, buddy. We got in there. It was cold as crap. That's all I remember. And, it was stupid cold. And this is how, duck hunters are sometimes. They're just sometimes a dumb breed. They're like, hey, is it freezing now? Yeah. And there's ice in the water? Uh-huh. You want to get in it in a bunch of onesies and hang out and call? Why, yeah, let's go. So anyway, buddy, yeah, I got in that water and I thought, man, it's awfully cold, even in these conditions. This is something bad wrong. And then about half hour later, it got real warm. As it finally sat in there and warmed up, and then I was telling everybody, I'm like, dude, my waders are leaking. I said, I don't know how or where, but I just know they are. And everyone's like, oh, whatever, dude. You know, that happens. Dude, we get back and I dump a 5-gallon bucket of water on the gravel parking lot. And everybody was like,
yeah,
oh,
that's
good.
great.
That's
Good
great.
job.
Good for you.
Yeah, buddy. I think the next episode, John, we need to dive into duck hunting bloopers and talk about a whole bunch of bloopers we've had over the years.
Man. Well, buddy, I'm
Yeah,
good at that.
hey.
That's all my duck hunting is, really.
Hey, if you ain't had
I'm not good at
bloopers,
it,
if
so
you ain't had bloopers, you
I
ain't
just go
duck
with
hunted
you.
long enough. I'm telling you, it's gonna go south in a heartbeat, and
Oh, yeah.
you will have something go wrong in the duck woods. I promise you, it's gonna happen.
Well, I tell you, man, it's either, you know, wakey leaders and, oh, by the way,
Wakey leaders.
people are missing ducks. Wakey leaders? Is that what I said? That's hilarious. What an idiot. Well, it's either that kind of stuff.
Leaky
freaking
waders.
wakey leaders. What an idiot. Yep. It's either you're leaking, and oh, by the way, when you're a cameraman, you know, I feel just like a gosh dang duck dog sometimes because I'm like, oh, cool, here we go. And then people miss, and I mean, misses happen. But dude, this one dude, I won't call him out or what he was shooting, but he had a brand new freaking nice shotgun. Okay. This shotgun cost more than my truck, you know, nice shotgun. And it came out the box allegedly like this, shooting left, you know, I mean shooting like a foot left. And I just remember he was missing. He was so mad. Man, this is crap. This is crap. He goes, and he was smart enough to bring a backup gun. Okay, that's cool. And then he started missing then too. And all I remember is Ben saying, hey, did that gun come out the box shooting left too? Because gosh dang, dude, you can't hit nothing.
Yeah.
So, you know, it can go from that to you go to Oklahoma and shoot 60 ducks.
Yeah, man. And hey, dude, there's been days that I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. I just woke up wrong that morning, buddy, and I'm like, I quit. Man, I'm done for the day. I'm going to the house. Yeah.
Especially, you know, first swing of things, man. You got to get back in.
I'm feeling a little rusty. I'm rusty.
Because, you know,
they just spice it up.
Even shooting, you know, clay pigeons, it's like it gets a little bit out of you, but there ain't nothing like shooting the actual thing.
Not at all. No, it's
clay
not.
Pigeon
it
ain't
is
going
not going 70 mile an hour whatsoever. So, yeah, buddy, absolutely.
Oh, but dude, we have had some fun, that's for sure. And you know, that's all I want people to do for the new year, man, is go out and have some fun in God's creation and go wacky something. I don't care if it's a raccoon or a duck or go fishing, man.
That's it.
Jerk on
Heck
one
yeah,
end,
man.
jerk on the other. Do whatever you need to do, you know. But just go out, have fun.
Yeah,
enjoy,
man. And, you know, like you hit the nail on the head there. Go out and enjoy what God has given us to see after, to, you know, thrive in, and to, you know, make friendships that'll last an eternity. That's what this is all about. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, man, I would recommend doing it in the hunting and fishing, you know, world. But man, even if you just take a hike or go on a camping trip or whatever, dude, just go hang out with a bunch of friends and have fun. And you know, if you do hunt, I hope you're successful. Hopefully, 2025 brings us a lot of great stuff through Rooted. I know we got a lot of plans, so you know, we got a lot of cool hunts happening: turkeys, ducks, geese.
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of plans, buddy. Whole bunch of plans. We're gonna get after them, brother. Well, good deal, John. Well, hey, man, if you ain't got nothing else, I am good to go.
Man, I think I'm good. These people are probably tired of hearing sick me. I feel like I've been sick the past 3 episodes, but I'm getting there. You know, I've got finally getting over this flu, so hopefully next episode I'm better. And you know, but the daughter's room is coming together, so hopefully I'll have a different background for those that have been paying attention. Hopefully that'll be. It may be another week or two.
Man.
But,
well,
you know,
folks,
it's coming.
Yeah, that's right. Well, folks, remember to always like, share, subscribe. We have a awesome merch store, rootedtelevision.com. Don't forget to check it out. And when you go to rootedtelevision.com, hit shop. That's where you can find all of our merch, hats, shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, all the stuff. So thank you guys for listening. And with that, the Redneck is out.
See y'all. Happy New Year.